This is recording. Okay, so we were kind of talking about blinders on horses and that kind of thing, and that's really what we're focusing on today. And then I'll kind of open up the group a little bit for like some questions and some concerns and stuff like that. But I had kind of got into it a second before I started recording, so excusez-moi. But we were talking about the horses like in New Orleans and other towns carrying loads, and the fact that, you know, we as people, just like animals, tend to chase boogers is what we call it. And so like you'll see something kind of run across you and you'll be very tempted to let that get you out of alignment with what you're doing. You'll be very tempted to get distracted by what's going on around you without those blinders on. These horses are pulling big loads. They're making big things happen. They're, you know, carrying a lot of people back and forth from different events, different important stuff, weddings, that kind of thing. Every job is important. So you want to make sure that you have those blinders on so that you are not constantly chasing whatever it is that's going on around you. In the influencer world, I don't even like that word anymore, y'all, but that's kind of what it is. We're influencing people to feel something. We're influencing them to have a response or a trigger reaction to what we say and the value that we provide. So in a way, we are influencers, even though I don't necessarily like the cookie cutter coined word saying that, but that's what we are. So that being said, in the influencer world, you're going to see people flexing all the time. Okay. All the time. And I've done it. Other people have done it. I mean, it, like, you can just look around and see other people in this business. You're going to see bloggers. You're going to see all kind of stuff. You don't have to fit in with anybody. Whenever you're posting something, whenever you are trying to get that trigger response out of people, you have to know your market and you have to know yourself well enough to know what feels good to you. If it's posting a picture of you with your Louis Vuitton bag and that makes you feel good and you love that picture of yourself, freaking do it. If that's you posting a picture of your food that you ate today, freaking do it. If that, you know, you're going to be seeing a lot of these things, and I don't want you to feel pressured, is my point, to feel like you have to look or say things or do things a certain way for this to work, because that's not how this works. Every single person is different. Nobody is going to show up to my profile and look for Amy. Nobody's going to show up to Amy's profile and look for April. Everybody's style, everybody's pictures, everybody's presets, even if you like doing that, everybody's pictures, all of this stuff is going to look completely different. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong, okay? That's something that I really want y'all to take away from today. Just because yours does not look like everybody else's doesn't mean that it's wrong. I'm saying that whenever you are trying to get any kind of response from your network, okay, that is, you're wanting to show up as yourself every single day, because it is your life, it is your business, it is your products in your hand. Those are the things that you're wanting to post on your page. The quotes that resonate with you, the quotes and the inspiration that hit you in the gut, that's the ones that you want to be posting and sending to people and talking to people about and interacting with people. So that's something that I wanted to really, really focus on today. Money mindset plays into that, okay? Because I feel like whenever we see people flex certain things on their pages or on their things, I feel like you get this trigger finger response to be like, ooh, I have to look like that. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I need that, blah, blah, blah. You don't necessarily need or have to have anything to make this work. You can show up with your Walmart purse and look just as bomb as somebody with a Louis Vuitton. You can, you know, it doesn't matter. So I want you to think about that whenever you're in this business. If you're in $100,000 worth of debt, I don't want you going out and buying a brand new Louis Vuitton bag. You see what I'm saying? That wouldn't be financially smart for you. Wait until you get some of your stuff paid down. If you want to, you know what I mean? If you want to invest in something like that for yourself and you want to treat yourself as a goodie or make that like a goal, that was a goal for me. Whenever I hit my $40,000 bonus, whenever we did the rank advancement bonus, that was my goal. I was like, I want that bag. I knew exactly what bag it was. I knew exactly what color it was going to be. I knew everything about it. That's okay. But don't go out and buy things or do things that you don't even like to keep up with people you don't even know. Okay, that's where I want to go with that. Moving on from that, your money mindset affects every single thing in this business that you do. Yeah. Okay, you want to operate from a stance of integrity. We are not desperate. We are not begging. We are not operating from desperation to where we're like, oh, please buy this for me. Blah, 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 blah. Like, that is what turns people off. Kind of like what I was talking about yesterday with the dating thing. You have that guy that is, you know, just driving you insane, like in 10,000 of your pictures on your social media, hitting you up like, hey, baby, in your Instagram inbox, being a creeper, and you're automatically turned off. You don't want that. Why? Because it comes from a stance of desperation. That's where this money mindset thing kind of like comes in, and you have to really get serious with yourself about the way you think about money and the way that you think about sales and the way that you think about basically everything in your life, all the numbers that happen in your life. I felt rich as I could be with $100 in my bank account. And I felt really, really broke with 10,000 plus in my bank account. So it can go either way. It doesn't matter as far as like the actual number. It's how you feel. Start operating whenever you pay for a service, whenever you pay for a product, from feeling like, oh, do I really have this money to spend? Oh, do I really need, like, don't operate from that stance. Operate from, okay, I'm getting my nails done. I'm so happy that I'm able to get my nails done. I have the money to where I can invest in somebody else's business, because that's what you're doing. All the energy that you have in you, okay, needs to be focused from a abundance stance. It needs to come from, I'm so happy I get to do this and I get to support another business because of this. Okay. Watch how things change around you whenever you go from that. I see a lot of that, like in the teen feeds and things like that, where it's like, I just can't get nobody, and I just can't make this. I don't know, and I can't. I haven't, and I feel like that comes from a very lacking mindset. Like, automatically, whenever I see I can't, or I haven't, or I don't, I see lack. And I feel like whenever you get into the habit of doing those things, it's very easy to look it over and not think about it in that way. But whenever you start really focusing on changing your wording in your brain, it's like a brainwash thing. I know that's funny to say, but you want to brainwash yourself. Sorry, guys, I had a call come in. You want to brainwash yourself to where you're like, no, that's not where I operate from. I operate from love, and I'm pouring into this other business, and I'm pouring into these other people. I'm adding value to their life by supporting their business. And so that's something that I mean, even like with these products, okay, that's something else that I see a lot is people are like, oh, these products are expensive, and I don't know anybody or have anybody that really wants to buy them because they're this or they're that. But like, no, that's not how they feel. They feel that way because you are influencing them to feel that way. You know why you're doing that? Because you are coming from a lack mindset. Instead of coming from a confident, abundant, happy, satisfied mindset, content, you're not doing that. You're coming from fear of what other people think whenever they don't even freaking think that. It's coming from a spot in you, an insecurity in you that is triggered because of this. Their response is not actually their response. You had the power to change that response and you messed that up. So you have to go back and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, why do I feel this way? What is it about my money story that has made me feel like people would not value this product? Do you not value this product? Because I'm just telling y'all right now, I've been very broke and still, and not thriving for free and had to buy my Thrive before. And I promise you that I did it and we ate ramen noodles. Because that's just how it is. Like, I hate to say it, but it's got value to me. I have grit in the game. And so you have to come from that point where you have to fix that. If you don't know what this product has done for you, and has done for your family, you don't believe in it enough. You need to go back and our action step today is going to be, I want you to write 5 to 10 things that this product has personally done for you in your life. That can be monetarily, that can be physically, that can be emotionally, that can be mentally. Whatever it is, I want 5 to 10 things total of all those 4 little categories of what this product has done for you in your life. Not April's life, not my life, not Amy's life, not nobody else, your life. I don't want to hear somebody else's personal experience. I want to see yours on a piece of paper. Okay? And we're going to post those in the groups. That's going to be our action step today. Because I want you to bring it back to why you started this. You didn't start with a lack mindset. You started with an abundant mindset. You were like, holy freaking crap. I feel bomb. I feel amazing. Oh my God, my energy's through the roof. Zoom. That's what you did. You went from 0 to feeling that lack to feeling like, oh my God, nobody can stop me. You didn't click that promoter button because you didn't believe in the product. You didn't click the promoter button because you kind of felt like maybe, all right, sure, fine, we'll figure this out. No, you didn't do that. Most people click the promoter button because they're like, I feel great. Why wouldn't I want to make money? Why wouldn't I want to do this? Why wouldn't I want to share it with my friend? I'm going to freaking never shut up about it anyway. So why wouldn't I want to do that? That's where you come from. And that's kind of where I want to bring you back. That's my little assignment for today. I want to bring you back to that moment where you click that button, where you saw what this was doing for you, where you felt what this was doing for you. And you were like, nobody's going to freaking shut me up. I'm going to make money about it. I'm going to make this work. I see the dream. I want this for my family. I know everybody else can benefit from this. So it's not a slimy sales pitch. I want this. I want to bring it back to that. So April, do you have any? I'm going to kind of pass it for a sec.
All I'm doing is shaking my head. Like I'm on repeat with everything you're saying. I don't know what else to say, but it's true. I've watched everyone do this and I have done it. I've been in that mindset. We all do. And like what Katie's saying, it's not like we're preaching and saying we've never done this. The reason we say this is because we've been there and said it. And then we've watched other people say it and go, oh my God, I did that too. And it's gross. So, we go through dips and valleys and all that stuff, but it's true. You're working from a place of fear and you have to build your mindset. And I think doing these Zooms and us huddling like this and tapping into these roots and talking about this stuff will bring in, so much, just so much goodness. But everything you just said. I was going to read something too about this. Heidi introduced me to the secret. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick, if y'all can hear me. I want to read this to you. It's the daily inspiration. We have this app, The Secret Money Mindset. And it says, you have got to feel good about money to attract more to you. Understandably, when people do not have enough money, they do not feel good about money because they don't have enough. But those negative feelings about money are stopping more money coming to you. You've got to stop the cycle, and you stop it by starting to feel good about money and being grateful for what you have. Start to say and feel, I have more than enough. There is an abundance of money, and it's on its way to me. I am a money magnet. I love money, and money loves me. I am receiving money every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And y'all, that stuff, this little app, it has helped me. I literally, like, I have had some praise moments and called Heidi up or sent her a voice message. I'm like, oh my God, this is bringing money into me. And doing like Wealth Wednesdays, just giving $5 to people every once in a while and doing, things like that, paying it forward and expecting abundance back, and doing it out of a place of gratitude instead of like, okay, well, like, when I used to tithe, I used to think, okay, I need to tithe because I need God to give something back to me. And when I shifted that mindset and started giving out of a place that it's not mine, it's His anyway, and it starts to grow and it starts to feel better, and you do things better, and it grows you in so many ways. So that's another thing that I could say about
and piggybacking off of that, right now our service industry is freaking struggling. Okay, like these people that are bartenders and waitresses and all of these folks, they're struggling. Okay, if you want to give back, tip the crap out of your people that you're picking food up from. Like we went the other night, and I'm not saying this like for a bragging thing, but like we way over tipped what we normally would if we would have sat down and ate. Why? Because my husband is still working. He's an essential worker. And I mean, I'm not saying like we just have money to throw everywhere, but I feel very blessed. I feel very good right now about that. And so to me, I wanted to bless somebody else. And same like with Wealth Wednesday and things like that. I absolutely love those ideas. If you have never done a Wealth Wednesday, it doesn't necessarily have to be on a Wednesday. Just do it. Whenever you go out, I know everybody is kind of hit and miss on when they go out and get groceries or whatever right now. Put $5 underneath the formula lid can. Put, $10 in a diaper box, whatever. I mean, just any kind of anything like that. It really will make you feel something totally different about money. It puts value on what you're doing here. And I'm not saying pull money out of like, your bill money or whatever and do that. I'm saying like, if you were going to stop and grab a drink at Foosackly's, grab a water at home instead and do that. You know what I mean? It makes a difference. And I know that that's like a small little personal sacrifice that might not be necessarily fun all the time. Okay. Because let's be real. Everybody likes investing in themselves, but it will pay you back tenfold. I can't tell you how many times that I have like either done something from my heart that actually not necessarily hurt me financially, but that I was just like, no, I'm going to do that. I feel led to do that. So I'm going to do that. How many times it's come back on me. A couple of weeks ago, it was kind of nutty. I overpaid my power bill. I had a power bill credit. Okay. Who did that happen to? And then, they had I had a moment where the DMV, I've never had this happen before or heard of it happening in my life. So if this has happened to you too, I'm so happy for you because I thought this was so cool. But they sent me a check back saying I overpaid for like my tag stuff. And I was just like, this was in the same week. I was like, what is happening? Like, but it was just because, I mean, stuff like that had never happened to me before. I'm not the one that goes in and like, some people are just overly lucky. You know what I mean? Like I call it lucky. Like they can enter a drawing and they win like every time. That's never been me. But it's because of my mindset that's why I never did. You know what I mean? It's like deep down you have this thing where you feel like you're not good enough or you're not doing enough or you're not whatever. where you block that blessing from you. And I feel like whenever you start giving from your heart, and whenever you start sharing from your heart, and you start adding value to other people's lives, y'all are going to hear me say that repeatedly over and over and over. Value, value, value. We're not talking dollar signs here, y'all. If you never make a dollar with this company, but you grow in yourself, I mean, I want you to make a crap ton of money, but I would be happy with that, okay? Because I want to change people from the inside out. I want to make them feel something. You want to add value to people's lives, no matter what it is that you're doing. And, I mean, it's crazy to think that how much you could really, like, impact somebody's life just by putting $10 up underneath a formula can. You never know where somebody is in their life. And I can remember being on WIC and barely like filling my gas tank up in my car with quarters and going to the store to get my WIC for my babies and picking up our cans and all that stuff and coming home. And I can't tell you what kind of change it would have made in my life, just that silly little $10. You don't know where people are, you know, and it's funny because God always makes it to where the right people find that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always the person that really needs it, you know, like whether they need it, like really need it, or they need it like here, you know. And I don't know. I want you to really start operating from that abundance versus from, oh, this is a crisis right now, we ain't got no money, blah 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 blah, I need to save every dime, I need to not panic. And like, I understand that like people are struggling right now. I'm not immune to that, you know. I'm not to where I can't see that. But at the same time, if you have it to spare and you can, giving back will do more for you than you ever could have thought possible. Heidi, I know you've sent me that app before. I don't have it on this phone. If you'll post that in our groups, I would be eternally grateful, so that I can go and add it and so other people can add it too.
I will. Can I break in real quick?
Yes.
I am not, this is not a brag thing, but let me tell y'all, on that app, every single time you get paid, or somebody gives you a gift, or somebody pays for a meal for you, they give you a place to go in there and put that in there. I've had this app on my phone for just a little over, I think I downloaded it last year in April, so a year. And to date, the money that I have manifested, I'm going to read this figure to y'all, not to brag, but just to show you, because there is no way that I thought that I had this kind of income. It's $123,539 to date in a year's time, y'all.
Holy crap.
We don't make but $65,000 a year. So tell me where that other $43,000 came from, because I have no idea. So when you open yourself up to this, I'm telling you, it's like money will come falling out of the sky. You'll pick it up on the side of the road. Somebody will send you a birthday card. I don't even know. I have no idea. But
well, and it just goes back to show you, like, happy people and people that operate from that energy in them. Because we can all agree that attitude determines your altitude. Okay, like if you have a good attitude, you're probably going to have a pretty good life, no matter how much money you make, no matter what goes on, no matter what happens, no matter what crap comes up, you know, whatever comes to you, it's always going to turn out okay because you have that good attitude. You're like, you know what, it's raining, I'm going outside with rain boots on, stomping in the rain. That's fine. But if you have like a stinky attitude, and that's what I tell my kids. I'm like, your attitude is like, right, man. Like, you need to like dial it back. Let's like fix it. Like, how do we fix that? And so if you're having problems struggling with that, where you're like, my attitude is just like not good, man. It's just not, because I mean, that's a hard place to be and know you're at. You're like, okay, I'm struggling. I don't know why I'm struggling, but I'm struggling. Start listing the things that you're grateful for. Start journaling about that. It doesn't have to be a pretty little gratitude journal that you bought on Amazon. It doesn't have to be a happy planner that you bought just for it doesn't have to be all that. open up your notes on your phone and literally just brain dump everything that you're grateful for. I promise you, a million times over, it will literally humble you. You'll be like, look at what God is doing in my life. Look at what I have done in my life. Look at what everything that I've been taking, all of these circumstances, and I've turned them into something that is gold. Like, I took horse crap, you know what I mean? And I made it into a gold block. Like, how did that work? And it will change everything in your life whenever you go from a point of, we were talking yesterday a lot about like fear, and really the only reason that like fear and stuff like that is because you feel like you can't control things. But if you operate from the things that you can control your attitude. You can control the thoughts that are going on in your head. You can control the things that are coming out of your mouth. You can control the way that you speak life into your life. And those are things that you have to get under control if you feel like you ever want to be successful in anything, really, but especially something where you're self-employed, or you have a hustle and it depends on you and you have to show up and you have to be a leader and you have to do that. You have to be able to rely on yourself. Okay. Because let's be real, like at the end of the day, that's all you got is what's in between your 2 ears. And you want to be able to dial that back and to be able to control those emotions and control that attitude whenever everything else is going awry. Because I can tell you, there have been some really messed up times in my life, like messed up stuff where I did not see a way out of it. Let's be real. I didn't see any way out of it. I'm like, all this is falling apart. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids. I don't know how I'm going to work this out. Everything's falling apart. But I had to look at myself and say, okay, things might not be so good right now. Like, they might not. It doesn't look good. But we're going to pick what looks good. Positivity is not just a trait that, I mean, yeah, it can be kind of toxic if things need to be addressed, but I don't look at it like that. Like, I'm like, it's not that I overlook the things that are going wrong. It's that I choose to see the good in what is going wrong, and I'm going to figure the wrong stuff out. I'm going to figure that part out. That stuff, I'm not dead. I have a breath in my body, and I'm going to show up until it works out. Like, I'm going to keep coming, and I'm going to keep on, and I'm going to keep kicking and keep screaming and keep fighting until I get what I want. So, like,
Amen.
people look at me all the time. My husband is this way. This used to be a big fight between us. He's like, you just expect to get everything you want. And I said, that's because I do. And he was like, why? What? And I was like, I do. And if I don't get what I want, I make it to where I get what I want, because I deserve that. If I can figure it out, then I deserve to have it. So I look at it that way. And I know that can come off as conceited or whatever, but it's not necessarily conceited. It's just that I am confident that as long as there's a breath in my body, I still have a chance to go after whatever it is that I feel like I want at that point in my life. And I just got to tell y'all, it doesn't fail me very often. And if it does, I keep going. You have to be able to train the quit out of you. Okay. Like, it's kind of like what I was talking about, like with the Louis Vuitton bag. It's not necessarily the bag that was important to me, but it was the fact that I reached the goal that I set for myself to get that bag. And I was like, nah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to stop myself out of even actually going to get the bag. But then it was too late. My husband was like, oh no, we're going to get it. But it was one of those things where I get what I want because I'm not afraid to keep showing up until I do. I get what I want because I know that as long as I'm willing to work for it, I can have it. And that is the mindset that every single person on this team needs to have. If you want something, you need to stop quitting on yourself. Whether it be a new bag, whether it be your power bill paid, whether it be $1,000, in your emergency fund, which is a good thing to have. Whatever it is, you want to be at that point where, like, okay, this is my goal. This is what I want to do. I freaking deserve to have that because I'm not going to quit until I do. That is what changes the game for people. I feel like whenever you start showing up for yourself in that capacity, where you're like, okay, things might suck. That's okay if they suck. That's all right. Things are going to suck every now and then. Life's not unicorns and rainbows every day. But I'm going to keep showing up until they don't suck. And if they keep sucking, I'm going to figure out a way to make them not suck. So it just kind of all plays into that mindset. Like when you do what you can, okay, to be a good person. You do what you can to be a good leader. You do what you can to be a good friend, and you do what you can to add value to things. But don't be so hung up on the things that aren't the way that you want them to be, that you can't function well enough to do the things that you know that you need to do. You don't want to be so caught up in the things that are going wrong, or the things that necessarily aren't rainbows and unicorns and all that stuff. You don't want to be so caught up doing that and focusing on that and dwelling on it to where it turns into like a sore. You know what I mean? Because like it's kind of like having a zit on your face. You notice it, but the people around you probably don't really pay that much attention. You know what I'm saying? But you notice it, and it's driving you so crazy that you pick it. And you pick it until it's this crater, pissed off thing on your face that is taking over your entire cheek, or your entire, most time it's on your nose, right? On your nose, to where you just pick it to that point of where, like, yeah, now people are noticing it. Like, now it's like, yeah, like you should have left that alone. And so you don't want to be that person to where that's all that what I'm saying is like, that's all you're speaking, because that's what happens whenever, things aren't necessarily going right, or things aren't necessarily going the way that you feel like that your expectation of it would be. We have a tendency to pick at it, and we pick at it until it's this pussy, pissed off zit on our face where it now, yeah, everybody notices it. That's that attitude thing. Like, we have a tendency to look at the things around us and be like, I don't like this, and this isn't going right for me, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody signed up today, and I didn't get any free accounts last week, and blah, 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 where nobody would have even noticed any of that stuff. Nobody would have known. I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't categorize people that way, so I wouldn't know if Sally that I recruited 2 years ago didn't have any free accounts for a week. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't know those things. If it's something that is bothering you that bad, let's work on an actual routine to change it, because that's what you do with a zit, right? You're like, okay, I have this massive freaking crater on my head. Like, how are we going to fix that? You get a better skincare routine. It's really that simple. You drink more water. You don't eat food that you see breaking your face out. Like, it's really that easy to where you're able to customize that to match what goal you want. It just really depends on if you want to sit around and gripe about it, or if you want to actually talk solutions and fix it. And so that's kind of where I wanted to like go with this, is it's all in your attitude. Are you coming? Okay. Heidi will tell you, April will tell you, Amy will tell you, I'm that friend that you have about 3 times to gripe at me about it. 3, because you deserve 1 time to be sad. You deserve 1 time to be a little bit pissed. And the last time we're going to be ending that conversation with how are we going to fix this problem? Because I ain't got time to be sitting around listening to your problems. I love everybody, and I'm very compassionate to people, but I want to see my people do well. I want to see them do better. And so I want to do better, you know, and I feel like that it can kind of come off sometimes as a tough love thing, and maybe it is. I don't really care to, analysis that one, diagnose it, whatever. But I feel like after that third time, you've had time to process it. Now we're either just griping because we feel like it, or we're griping because there's something deep rooted that is bothering you, and we need to get to the bottom of that and make a solution, make a plan to figure that out. So if it's that, you haven't signed anybody up for a free account in a couple of weeks, okay, that's an easy fix. I mean, go talk to some people. Let's build our net worth and unfollow and follow people that, we either don't like or do like, that make us feel something. And I want you to be able to start identifying those things in yourself. You know what I mean? To where you can say, okay, I've griped about this for 3 days now. How are we going to fix it? And go from there. So that's kind of like my little action steps and stuff today. Like I was talking about earlier, I want y'all to be able to get back to the who, what, when, where, why of why you started this and how you were feeling personally. Not my story, not April's story, not Amy's story. No story is different, or every story is different. No person is going to be the same. I don't want y'all to go off of somebody else's. I want you to really identify what this product has done for you in your life to where it made you click that button to where you wanted to share this with people. So, Amy, did you have anything to add? Oh, she's on mute.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm cleaning. My Thrive has really kicked in today, but I've been listening this whole time. And no, I'm just like April, just been kind of shaking my head. We have definitely changed our mindset about money. One thing that Duke has been doing is I'll notice him saying, I get to work today. Like, I get to work overtime, or I get to, that's strong. I get to work Saturday. I get to work Sunday. And just those simple things of changing that phrasing of, oh my gosh, I have to work this weekend. No, I'm able to work this weekend. And just that, I've seen a change in him in the more positive, mindset and bringing that money in. We're so grateful. And just like he's in Pasadena working right now, and it was so hard to send him. And but we were grateful for it. He is able to work there. He's able to have a job right now. So I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think that it's something that, like with the phrasing, I feel like we were so raised that way, where it was a burden type thing.
With
and
a
I mean,
mindset.
Yeah, I feel like, especially I come from a single mom, and we were broke. You know what I mean? My mom always made sure we had stuff, but we were pretty, I didn't know a lot that went on, that she told me later on whenever I was a mom, that we were pretty broke. And I feel like that those beliefs were rooted in me. And that's something that we have to be really aware of with our kids. That's like mine. My kids think that I'm a millionaire. And you know what? I let them think it. I'm like, yep, you right. You know what I mean? Because I am. My bank account might not reflect that yet, but I am. And I want them to know that money's just a thing, it's really about the energy that goes in to what you're investing in people, because that's how you have to look at money. You're investing in somebody. It's kind of like doing the stock market or whatever. You're investing stock into that person, into that company. And you have to start viewing it that way. But make sure that you're investing in good people, in good communities, and good companies and things like that, because that makes a difference. Can we do that in every single thing in our life? No. But the things that you can fix and you can change, start saying it. I get to go get groceries today. I get to. And I can say that with, like, I know how it feels to walk around with that calculator and be like, do I have enough? Is my card going to go through? Let me run this check and pray it don't hit until tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that feeling. And so I get to go get groceries. I get to go get stuff for my kids. I get to go get Easter stuff. You know, I get to buy a gift card to my friend's shop because she's struggling. You know what I mean? Like, I get to do things like that. That's how you need to start wording stuff. And it you don't know until you know, because I didn't realize how much I was saying things that was like, ugh, I have to go get groceries. I have to do this. I have to do that. I mean, it changes the way that you feel about it. It will change your attitude towards it. It'll change people's attitude towards you. And it will change the way that you feel about money, and it'll change in your bank account. Because whenever I started doing those things, I started seeing stuff pile up that, you know, I didn't necessarily think was, you know, possible for us. And so that's something that I'm going to leave with. That's what I'm going to leave you with today, is to start really looking at how you're wording things and what you're speaking life into, because you can speak life into your bank account just like you can anything else. If you are constantly telling your bank account that you're broke and that you're sad and that you can't go and you can't afford it, that's what you're going to get.
Amen.
But if you're constantly telling it, you know what, I'm going to work harder so I can afford it, so I will be able to do that. I'm going to make that goal and I'm going to make that happen. And like I said, my kids think I'm a millionaire because I am a millionaire. I'm going to be. And I'm going to do it before I'm 30. You have to really get serious with yourself about that conversation. So that's what I'm going to leave y'all with today. Did anybody have any like closing thoughts, questions, concerns, anything maybe they'd want to see us cover tomorrow or talk about?
I wasn't going to say anything about tomorrow. I was just going to add that every time you spend money or every time you get money, if you will just say to yourself, thank you. It is like a golden magnetic thread to more. And every time you speak, like you were saying, I have to do this, I have to do that. Well, guess what? You're going to get more of that. So when you really become aware of what's coming out of your mouth and you're like, ooh, I get to do this, or ooh, thank you for that money, or ooh, I'll get to do that. I'm telling y'all, I came from a family that survived on food stamps and church groceries. That is how I grew up. We didn't have a thing. We didn't even have matching socks, and baby mismatched socks was not a thing back in the day. So if this poor little girl from Washington County, Alabama, can change her life around and I own 2 businesses, Thrive, and I own my own business. Me and my husband do. If we can do that, anybody can do it, because we're nobody. We came from, both of us did. We didn't come from anything. But when we started being grateful for what we did have and started speaking things into existence in the future, our whole entire world changed. And I never knew that you get what you speak about. That's the bottom line. You get what you speak about. And when you add negative energy to something, you're going to get some more negative energy. If you speak positive energy into something, you're going to get some positive energy. And it may take you a few days to see it, but I'm telling you, when you do, it will blow your mind. You'll be like, what? I had the power all along?
Yep. It makes you feel really silly. And you know, at that point, because I correct my kids. I'm like, no, you get to. And because we are very blessed, and that's something that you need to start speaking into your kids. You're very blessed. Start acting like it. And so that's kind of my closing thought. I'm going to close out the recording, and hopefully this afternoon I'm gonna work on it and get us a YouTube channel posted. That way all these recordings can be posted to that. So I'm still figuring that out. I'm not super technology savvy for a millennial, but y'all pray for me on that. And I am super excited to see what y'all come up with for your 5 to 10 things on what your Thrive experience was or is. And I'm really, really pumped to see how this is going to affect your social media. I'm pumped to see how it's going to affect your life. Take notes, you know, like if you see something kind of off the wall and crazy, we want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. So y'all let us know, shout it out in the group. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, y'all.